3 more reasons why I moved to Cambodia. Now, not too long ago, I did a video that was like 5 reasons why I moved to Cambodia. I'm not just going to copy that. I want to do something a little bit different. But it was like, of course, the cost of living. Everybody does the cost of living because they're important, they're popular. People want to know, how much it's going to cost. And yes, they'll vary from, $600-700 a month up to, gosh, I need $3,000 a month. And that's totally up to you, your wants, needs, and desires. So we won't get into that. Neither will we get into the weather. The weather's great here, except for when it gets a little bit too hot, which that's the season's coming here real soon. But that it doesn't last forever, and then the rainy season comes, and I love the rainy season, my favorite time. And I'm not going to talk about like one of the videos I just recently did was like almost everything I need is. It's really handy. I can walk to it. It's a quick walk or short moto ride or tuk-tuk ride. It's just really, really handy. And I'm not going to talk about the people either because we've done that before. Everybody has, talking about how nice and wonderful the people are. So here's what I'm going to talk about. I should have went for it. The first thing, the safety. It is really safe here. I mean, there's things, everywhere that in any country that's not going to be safe. But for the most part, here in Cambodia, I find it very, very safe. Safer. I feel safer here in Southeast Asia than I do back home in the United States. And I mean, I don't mean to, belittle the United States, but it's what I observe here. Now, there are things that are not as safe. The traffic. I'm putting that video up here. I'm going to do that so you can just see, cruise around. Hey, tell me if you like that kind of video where I'm showing you clips of cruising around or walking around while I'm talking about Cambodia. Leave me a comment down there. But yeah, it's the traffic can be a little bit bad. I talked about that in one of my videos about like even crossing the street, just don't look both ways. You got to look all around you, and there's a reason for that. A lot of people you'll see in the videos, they'll cut the corners, and you think it's safe to step off of the curb, and it's not because they just hug that curb sometimes. And so that's not all that safe, but if you look for the unsafe things, you'll find them, and if you look for the safe things, you will. So it's all perspective, I guess. And like walking around, if I need to go down to the store or whatever at 10 o'clock at night and get a few beverages of my choice, I feel totally safe about that. It's no problem for me to do that. I never have felt unsafe walking around at night. Now, you have to watch around for your surroundings, but more importantly, you got to watch out for yourself too. What are you doing? Is it 3 o'clock at night? You're really drunk and down on the bar streets and walking around, stumbling around. You got your gold chain on, nice watch, big old fat wallet in your back pocket. No, that's your fault. You're inviting it. So just watch what you're doing. Other than, also watching what's around you. So I feel it's very, very safe here. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is the freedom to do more, or I should say the freedom to do other things that you've never done in your life. You've lived, let's say United States or Canada or Australia, and you've been all around the place. You've seen this, you've seen the Grand Canyon, and when you come here to Southeast Asia, Cambodia, whatever, you see different things that you've never seen before. Ancient temples, just the streets walking around, the way that people live. There's a lot of things to see, and it's pretty cool actually. You can travel very cheaply. We went to Koker, which is an ancient temple about 100 kilometers or so away from here. We spent 2 nights, 3 days. And the whole entire trip cost us $150. That includes hotel and the food. We spent a lot on the food because it was a nice restaurant. All the gas, the beverages of our choice. You know, and there's just a lot of little towns that you can do if you want to go explore, places to go, touristy places too that are out of the city here, and like the wow factor. I've lost the wow factor living here for 3 years, but I try to keep that in mind that you haven't. You know, things like, you know, watching some cattle walking down the middle of the street downtown and busy. What the hell, you know? But now it's like, oh no, they're going home. You know, it's just nothing new. Yeah, just a lot of different things that you can do. So I think that's kind of neat. Do all kinds of stuff here. I mean, it's like a hub. You can use this for a hub. You can, you know, travel to Kuala Lumpur real cheap round trip, or relatively cheap depending on, you know, what, you know, your financial situation. Hop on over to Thailand or Vietnam. They got lots of flights. They got lots of buses if you want to really explore the area. You know, buses sometimes are, yeah. But yeah, traveling around, doing things. It's really a lot to do here. Now, the last thing I'm going to talk about is a lifestyle. It's a different lifestyle here, especially if you're freshly retired. You have a lot of freedom there, and, you know, wondering what to do. But because of the cost of living, I can live here, you know, self-sustaining myself, a little bit more dignity. I don't have to have a roommate. I don't have to, you know, live with family. I mean, I can live by myself, or I can, you know, have a girlfriend and her daughter or whatever live with me. There's no problem. I can do these things that I couldn't back in the United States, which is a good feeling. And talking about feelings, another thing is for me, it's much easier to relax here. It's just relaxing. The people are relaxing. You'll hear chanting sometimes and music from weddings or funerals. And I know that sounds kind of funny, being relaxed by funeral music, but you just kind of got to experience it, you know. And you know, there seems to be just a less negativity here. Yeah, you still hear, you know, negative things. You know, I mean, depends on the circle that you hang around. You know, if you're in the expat bubble, sometimes that can be quite negative in itself too. But if you branch out and talk to the locals, get to know the locals, you know, go over for dinner, do things together, you see that they're very positive. You know, even though with our standards of living in the West, they're very poor, they seem to be happy. You know, I don't know if it's the facade or not, but I feel that they seem to be much more happier and much more appreciative of what they have. So, like, you know, putting all those together, my disposition, my feelings, I'm just more relaxed, more healthier, other than my Crohn's disease, and you're all tired of hearing that, I'm sure. But just all around feeling a lot better with myself and with the last years of my life here. So it's just very relaxing and very rewarding. So anyways, thanks for being here, and y'all know you're my #1 fans. I'll talk to you on the next one. I'm kind of getting a little bit tongue-tied here. I'll talk to you later.